values, and today we have more balance changes. As in the article I'm going to be going through now and also reacting. We're going to have patch notes, but it's especially main focus on some of the balance changes to address Mortal Judgment. The article also mentions we're going to have some divine order changes before it has its sunset, which means that divine order expansion is about to be closed, so the card effects can never be changed. And there's some other aspects that they have tried to improve in the game, which you can read in the link below. But let's focus on the meta specific changes. So let's go into nerfs. First one, Alustrina, Prime Refractor. Let's see, what was the change? So reduce the costs, mana costs of cards in your hand by 1. Empower 3, do the same thing for the deck. 2, reduce by 1 the mana cost of the spells in your hands. Empower 1, do the same for creatures in your hands. So it will not affect your deck anymore. That's quite significant change. Not as overpowered as it could be, which I think it probably prevents any issues in the future where this card can have too much of a big impact. So if Magic is going to play ramp, then you'll have to make sure the cards are in the hand. So 5 mana. So the mana cost is going to be still the same. Just reduce the spell cards in your hand. So if you have a big hand, I think that's still fair. And for 1 more. Okay, so 6 mana, 1/5. Basically reducing the cost of all the cards in your hands. It's quite a significant change. Before it was at 7 mana. No, 8 mana. Okay. It's quite a nerf. I think this one. Okay, so basically they are removing the Empower. Fair enough. This card can be quite impactful. So you cannot use this card anymore to get the heirlooms. So less heirlooms in the game. Okay, Deception cards. This card, it's one of those cards I didn't give much credit when I first reacted to the set. But the fact it gave +3 is quite strong, especially Deception has so many hidden creatures, and the fact that you get Echo, so a 1 mana copy. And actually talking about Echo, only now I realize that the Echo card looks the same except the main character goes away, so that's what it stays behind. So now it's only give +2 strength, which I think it's fair enough. So for 5 mana you can give +4 strength to creatures instead of +6. Okay, Ecclesiastic Encourager, quite a powerful card for 2 mana. So only a 2 mana 1/3, still strong, still better than the God Power that does exactly the same. Actually, for 2 mana you only reduce 1 strength, so still quite a powerful card. Okay, I've not seen this one. Looks like this card was completely changed. So it's 5 mana, 6/4. Oh, to just fully hidden. 5, 6, 4 hidden. Looks okay for a card that remains hidden. I cannot recall how many. If there is better cards than this one at turn 5, probably is. So, but this is in a nerf category. So 6/8/4 to 5/6/4. It feels more like a buff, in my opinion. Interesting. It feels more of a change than a nerf. Okay, Backsworn Hunter. So I forgot to mention, but the biggest changes here, it's which they mentioned in the article, is let's go back here, is mainly Anubians and Regan nature. Also, interestingly, it looks like they've been here in the community and they're going to be addressing the first turn advantage. Apparently, they've come to the conclusion that there is indeed a big advantage of you starting first. So they might be looking at doing some changes. Just interesting. Anyway, like I said, this article is more about there's other aspects than just balance updates, but I'll be focusing mainly on a balance. Anyway, going back to this card. So basically, it will not give she won't receive +2 strength. It's only +1 now. So it's a 4 mana 3/3. So it's a 4 mana boar. Quite expensive mana wise, but then for 5 mana you actually get 2 boars. Still expensive because he only attacks an enemy character. Oh no, it's gonna be enemy creature now. I thought this change was already in effect. So I may have not decided to, because the only balance update we had was right before the expansion was released. So based on their tests, and they probably just withdrew the change. Quite a significant change. If he was still +1 strength, but attack a random enemy character. Don't know. Because now the echo is going to be only a 1 mana 2/1. So 5 mana for 5 removal. I don't know. I think it's quite a significant buff, and this card might not see play now. Might. Okay, changing power text from obliterate a spell to obliterate a card. Okay. So if you just have a card in your hands, this is not as broken anymore. Draw a card. Power 1, deal 2 damage, and obliterate. Okay, so if you want to use the empower, then you're probably winning, because whatever you're gonna draw, you're gonna lose it. Ooh, ouch. Definitely not broken anymore. Wretched Vanguard. I am not surprised with the change. I believe I said it on stream that this card is quite impactful, especially the front line. The front line might not seem much for a 1 mana 1/1, but it helps stalling your opponent, and especially because you also heal out of it, so it makes your opponent having to attack it, having to deal with it. There's been situations where your opponent is almost dying and you have an Anubian and they can't do anything else but actually having to go through the front line. So I actually thought front line was going to be the thing they were going to remove, or change the afterlife effect to deal damage, or just remove it. So front line, it's the one that makes the most sense. Okay. I think so far some changes have been impactful, but I think also you might read in the article that they're trying to have a less impactful balance update, because so far we've been seeing balance impacts that really damages the cards, therefore its value. Okay, this is a card they were keeping an eye on. Quite a good card. See what they changed. So it's going to be a 3 mana 1/3. Change text from Blitz, regain 1. When a creature is healed, give +1/+1 to it. To Blitz, regain 2. When after a creature is healed, give +1/+1 to it. Still good. Still good. But the fact it doesn't have that +2 attack. So it's going to be so if you're able to actually use it. So if you can only take 2 damage, even if you don't kill, which also doesn't help. But the fact it's regain 2, it can help you with some cards around regain boosts. So I forgot the name of Trial of the Hydra, because he has a lot of regain that makes it gain straight away. I think before it will get +2/+2, now it can get +3/+3, because he already has regain 2, gains an extra regain, so that'll be +3/+3. Anyway, I'm diverging. It definitely makes it weaker, but the fact you have more regain kind of helps. I kind of wish they would have made a 3 mana 1/4. Yeah, it feels like they took one stats away, and I think that's a bit too impactful. It should be a 3 mana 1/4. It's like a Marshwalker with Blitz. So I don't know. I think some people are still gonna try and play it, but I am not quite familiar right now with the Regan nature, so the impact can be substantial, being a 3 mana 1/3 alone. So this is probably going to be a card you're only going to be playing later on, if you can buff it. Yeah, I think it's quite an impactful change. Next one. Okay, more cards that have been helping Mage. Deal 2 damage in power 3, to deal 2 damage in power 3. Oh, so now you can only deal 2 damage to a creature. So 1 mana, deal 2 damage to a creature. Okay, that's quite a balance, because before we didn't have many 1 mana cards that deal 2 damage, except actually to a creature. I think there's only, I can recall one of them, which was a Genesis card. So in a way that kind of takes that away from this expansion, so you can only deal damage to a creature. And power 3, oh, okay, so in power 3 you can deal 4 damage instead, so yeah, forget using this card for face. Yeah, cannot use this card for face. Quite an impactful change. Okay, I'm curious about this one. Okay, so they're removing, yeah, so instead of taking 2 durability, just take 1, and I think that's fair. I thought this card was quite strong. For 4 mana, you could actually remove 4 durability. It's kind of like the other 4 mana card, Nefarious Briar, I think that's the name, that removes 4 straight away. But this card was better because it was more versatile. You could actually end up destroying 2 separate relics, so it was very good to control the game. I think it's still a good card to remove durability, especially if you play Amazons. Okay, I recognize the next one. Curse of Greed. So they're increasing the cost of the Empower, which I think it's strange because all of the other Pharaoh's heirloom to your hand, it's always 1, so it kind of gets away from that general theme. So the previous card we saw actually takes it out, and this one actually costs more to the Empower. I kind of get it because this was a good card for turn 3. So on turn 2 you could even use the mana pip, or on turn 3 just get that in power, and then the next turn you can use it straight away. I would say they should have probably made the card cost 3 mana, but you already have a card that costs 3 mana, but then this card will be the same, but with the option for Empower. Because I'm pretty sure we have a 3 mana card that does exactly this effect. So I'm not going to say it's an unfair change, but strange, because I think this is the only card so far that getting the heirloom is going to cost you an extra mana. Okay, but I think the card's going to still play because it's a 2 mana removal. Better than this, you only have Blight Bomb, and Blight Bomb kind of struggles against nature now. Cannot deal with those Marshwalkers, for example. Okay, Lights. Oh, so they're gonna do something with the Lights Levi. Okay, so it's a 1 mana 1/1. Then we can empower 2 to basically do a Lights Levi. Still we'll see play. This is not a nerf. This is a change. This is a core card. Prophet of Doom. Increase the cost of 6 and 7 mana spells in your opponent's hand by 1. This card is very specific. Very specific. I guess this is against Land of the Dead? Against APOC? Because I think in the article they do mention about making some changes for cards to be able to deal with Anubians. So I guess this is the idea. But this is not a nerf. Echoes in Eclipse, my favorite artwork design of this expansion. Okay, give solace and a -1/-1 to each creature. Just give each creature. Give solace and -1/-1 to each creature. Oh, this is probably a fix. So I guess if he was first doing this, the creature will die, then they will never get solace. So they'll still end up in a void. Now they don't end in a void because they actually get solace first. I think this is a fix. Yeah, this is probably a fix because the effect is the same. It's just the order is different. Light card. Very interesting cards. Very interesting. Next one. Okay, I think another thing they mentioned in the article is they're trying to give some love back to war, since it's one of the worst gods right now. Valka's 4 guard. So now it's going to be a 4-mana 4/3. Tempt Fate. Viking. Okay. So that's not a nerf. This is probably not a nerf as well. 1 mana 2/2. For 3 mana, this could be a 2/4. No, sorry. A 3/4. Oh. Okay. I guess it will have to be specifically around Anubians. It's a buff nonetheless. We have war again. So currently does deal 2 damage to enemy creature. Empower to deal 1 damage to each other creature. This reminds me of the Auric Rush. I think that's the name. 1 mana. You choose actually between 2 of them. So what they're gonna do here? To deal 1 damage to each creature, empower 2, then deal 2 damage to an enemy creature. Ah, okay. So they want to focus more on boards. So this is going to help to deal more with the board than actually with a specific enemy creature. Interesting. It's a bit like the other card for light, where I call it the Lights Levi. This is a similar copy to Auric Rush for war. Okay. Overhand Spear. This is probably a buff as well. Blitz. Did I miss the title saying buffs? I don't think so. Blitz after you attack with this relic, destroy it. Blitz after you destroy a creature with this relic, obliterate that creature instead. Huh? Okay. Two mana 4/1. Oh boy, because I have I think this card is gonna go up in price. I'm gonna check, but I'm sure this card is gonna be. We're gonna see this card being played. Because before War was nerfed, there was quite a few decks trying to buff the war cards in your hands, just giving it +1/+1. And I think that's why they put that as soon as you attack with it, destroy it, to making sure you cannot abuse the cards. But now this is going to be quite an interesting card to keep maintaining the board for 2 mana. Very interesting. I don't recall the card names now, but there are at least 2 cards. I think one of them is a new core card, I could be wrong, that can give durability to a relic like this. We are probably going to see a new type of war coming. Perhaps more mid-range war. More buffs. 1 mana 3/1. Okay, it's quite good. Olympian. 2 mana 2/3. That's a good stat. When this creature takes damage, a random friendly creature gains +1 strength. Viking. Interesting. Unrestrained Power. So this is going to be a 2 mana. Give +2 strength to your relic. Empower 3, then double the strength of your relic. Oh boy. This is a card for 4 combos with relics. Yeah, I think War is gonna come back. Okay, I can see it coming back. Okay. So this is gonna be a 1 mana 2/2. Obliterate a card in your hand to roar. Obliterate a card in your hand and draw a card. Interesting. If you really wanna cycle your hands. Just trying to think what was the point of this, but interesting. I don't know if that's a nerf. I mean, it's a nerf in terms of stats. But now it's a 1 mana 2/2 and you can get the card again. Okay, we have War again. Okay, so reducing the Empower mana costs. Reduced by 1. The cost of Empower cards in your hands. Okay. Empower 3, so for 5 mana you can draw 3 cards. Also, okay, so for 5 mana you draw 3 cards, and if they are empowered, they're going to reduce the cost. Oh boy. I think it's time to buy some to get these cards. To get some of these war cards. Shield Maiden Scouts. Okay. 3 from 3/6 to 3/5. Very similar to that other Blitz double the twin strike card, which name I forgot. Change. So what he used to do, frontline after this creature takes damage, give +1 strength to empower creatures in your hand to roar. Pull a random creature from your opponent's hand to the board and attack it. Huh. Wow. It's a frontline. That's quite an interesting techie card. Very interesting card. Okay, next one. Okay, quite a chaotic card. Let's see what they've done. Summon a random 9 mana creature for both players to frontline. Roar, summon. Okay. So now there is kind of a point of trying to play it, because you actually protect whatever you're gonna summon to your opponents. So that's a buff. Last one. Mage cards. That's a buff as well. 1 mana 2/2. Empower 4, deal 2 damage to each other creature. Okay, so this is almost forgot the name of the card. Crystal Rain, 5 mana, deal 2 damage to enemy creatures. And then we have a 4 mana and you can target 1 creature and then deal 2 damage to all the other ones. This is a 5 mana mixer of both. And obviously it's still a 1 mana 2/2 if you need a body. Interesting. Okay, and last we have changes. So there's a couple of cards they mentioned changes. So War again. So instead of a 3 mana 2/4, it's a 3/2. It's quite weak stats wise. What you used to do after this creature attacks a god, your opponent discards a random creature from their hand with mana cost 3 or less. Yeah, quite tricky to use that to roar, destroy your opponent's relic. Huh. Okay. That's a first. That's a first. We first had counterfeit from Deception that basically takes the weapon out of them, so it doesn't destroy. It doesn't destroy an X amount. It just takes it out and you use it for yourself. And this one is just, it's not remove durability, it's destroy. So for a 3 mana 3/2. Okay. Okay, we have a core card. I wonder if this is a fix of some sort. It's a very interesting card. But now what does it do? I remember you used to do so at the start of your turn. You could reduce. You will reduce the cost of your god power. So if you have a 2 mana god power, it will be a 1 mana god power, and which could be quite helpful. But you take. I think you used to take 1 damage. No, not anymore. I guess that's one of the things they changed with the core set refresh. So increase by 1 the cost of spells in your opponent's hand for 1 turn. Oh boy. Wow. This card is gonna see play 2 mana, 2/3. We're probably gonna see this card a lot. I guess in any aggro deck. We just had one. The 5 mana 5/5 with wards. That will do that every turn. This is just a 1 turn thing. Disruptive card. Nice against magic. Gleamweaver. 1 mana 2/2, confuse enemy creature to obliterate 2 cards in any void. Good counter against Anubians, for example. And it's a neutral card. Deception might like this. Okay, another war card. Randomly give +1/+1 to a friendly creature. Okay, to give Blitzed Protected to a friendly creature. Ooh, that's very strong. That's very strong. Not sure about giving Blitz, but the Protected. Interesting. Last 2. Card I've never seen playing. What he used to do, so magic 6 mana 5/8, good stats. After you summon a creature with 1 health, reduced by 1 the cost of the highest mana cost spell in your hand. Oh, it's a handful to read. So after you summon a creature with 1 health, reduced by 1 the cost of the highest mana spell in your hand. What am I missing here? Oh, it's not backline, it's frontline. Interesting. And last, Brinkwatcher, another neutral card. 2 mana 1/3. Once per turn, this creature gains +1/+1 after a creature leaves the void. Okay. Once per turn, this creature gains +1/+1 after a creature leaves the void. Roar. Obliterate a creature from your opponent's void. Oh boy. So this could be a 3 mana 2/4. 3 mana 2/4. It's another counter against use of void. This makes me think that this can be quite problematic. I know a creature that could really be significantly affected by this. The 9 mana card that used to be played a lot on board wipe death. You could just now go there and take it out. Very interesting. We've not seen this a lot of this type of card. So we're now gonna have tech options against against decks that abuse the void, like especially death. There is a light as well. Very interesting. Anyway, again, I'm gonna post the article below. It's quite an extensive article. 8 minutes to read. Again, there's more than just the balance changes. They are very reasonable, but they are also expanding the options in the game. Anyway, this will do it for this video. I hope you like it, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye bye.